Day 2 of the hardcore let's push and get it done FD extravaganza. I don't know if I did. I am exhausted. And it's only the first day. I am not built like how I used to be. It's fine. Being spoiled isn't so bad. You know, going home at a normal time, working normal hours, it's not so bad. I don't mind it. Josue's been working on the oil cooler. He's got the brackets made and the cooler fitted and so on and so forth. He's pushing through on that. I had 2 other jobs scheduled for today that I definitely didn't forget about that I've been working on. He's in the back doing more arts and crafts, touching up his brackets and making this oil cooler black. Could have sworn I ordered a black one, but I didn't. So now we have to make it. But I'm going to press on with whatever it was that I said yesterday, because I don't really remember. But I know what I feel, and I feel like the radiator was important. Ready V-mount radiator is just one of the most beautiful pieces of equipment just ever. We're gonna unwrap this one, we're gonna dress it up, fix up the fans, get everything swapped over, get this thing installed, open that box, and probably dig through that one and see what's in it. And as I'm saying that, I'm realizing now that I'm wrong. It's not the next thing I need to do. What I actually need to do is work on these oil lines. So I need to drop this here. We are ditching the factory hard oil line situation. We're also getting rid of this line here off the front cover. We're gonna make this new, and we are going to keep the factory hard line coming off of the oil filter. We're just going to adapt to it, and we're gonna make new lines off of it to go to all the magical places that it needs to go. Progress report. Power steering line is in. Anyone who's done the Greddy V-mount kit before knows that this line comes with it, but it's for right-hand drive, so it doesn't work. So you have to make it work, which we did. The oil cooler is now converted over to AN. Josue is building the lines now. It's working on that. Most of them are already made. These are just loosely routed right now. These are going to be dressed up and mounted and all other kind of stuff. It's all going to make sense. Oil cooler is in. It looks good. Mounted beautifully. Now that's in work, I'm going to press on with the radiator and start building this thing out. Ready radiator, fan shroud, stock fan shroud, RX8 fan blades, RX8 fan motors, JP3 RX8 condenser adapter mounts for that. So all of these pieces are going to go onto this radiator. There's quite a bit of work involved in that process because in addition to putting the fans on the shroud, they also need to be wired in, which sucks a lot because it takes a fair amount of time to do that. It's only 8 wires, but it's really easy to mess up, so you have to go slow. And I don't know about these because obviously I haven't tried yet, but pushing those fan blades off of the motor to extract the motor off is sometimes really hard. And then of course setting up the condenser and the whole nine it's a process to put all this back together. Now what makes it even worse is that the radiator is wavy. Yes, we got a wavy radiator fresh out the box. Primary issue with this is that bracket there was obviously designed on a straight radiator and not a wavy one. The fans are meant to go on a straight radiator, not a wavy one. The mounts are meant to go on a straight radiator, not a wavy one. So that means when this goes back in, when it goes into the car, I should say, it's going to be a little tricky. And it's also going to be a little tricky getting those on, so it's going to be a little tricky getting that on. Everything just mounting to it is just going to be a little trickier, but it'll be all right. The radiator being wavy, only, I don't want to say minor inconvenience, but it was really annoying. But it is all assembled now. And for you experienced Greddy V-mount people, oh, this thing is on upside down. Oh, it's on upside down. Yeah, it is on upside down. But I know. Because if you flip it the other way, it doesn't make any sense. So it's fine the way it is. So the condenser's on, side brackets are mostly on. I'm standing by for this piece. And I forget why, but it'll make sense when we go to put it back in the car. Fans are on, motors are replaced, blades are replaced. Full assembly is assembled. Boom. This is ready to drop in. I dusted his cross brace here with some paint. Nothing fancy. Literally just paint so that it's not raw battery acid rust. And this happened. Completely forgot that the fuse box had to be flipped over and that the bumper needed to come off. So the bumper's off. The oil lines are done. oil cooler is mounted. So the cooler is mounted beautifully, right where it's supposed to be. The lines are all made and ran in the most unobstructive way possible. Everything is adapted. They're clamped. These are like good. Nice and solid. Power steering line came out great. The best it could considering it's not for a left-hand drive car. And just like how we do all our oil lines when we dress them up, nice and clean, elegant. Elegant, beautiful. Oil line kits like this are available on our website, fdauto44.com. Check it out. You can have this for yourself. End of day 2, and we hit all 3 of our targets. So it's good to know that the expectations are at least realistic, even though it's taking us right to the borderline of our time. Radiator, fully installed. AC lines, fully installed. Oil lines and oil cooler, fully installed. Check, check, check. Boom. Done. What's next? If you look at our pile, what pile? There's just stuff on the floor now. And the struts are actually for the trunk. He says the trunk doesn't stay up, but it has been up for 3 days now.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold.
Which means it should extra not work.
That is true, that is true.
Boost gauge, coils, and plug wires, meth kit. And there's just a little bit of stuff that needs to happen underneath. Just some final routing, clamping, securing stuff that needs to happen underneath for the AC lines and radiator hose and other little stuff like that. But the car will be up all day tomorrow. So main goal for tomorrow, meth kit, coils, assemble the top of the motor, and put that boost gauge in. 4 things. Best case scenario, Wednesday is our last working day. Then Thursday, Friday, the car is running and we're just messing around and doing stuff. Josue thinks by Friday we're going to have extra time, free time, spare.
Like an extra 2 hours.
Extra 2 hours, he says.
An extra 3 hours.
An extra 3 hours. He's raising it. So we are right on schedule, which is important. But tomorrow is midweek. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't want to jinx nothing. But we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. Everything's going exactly how we want it to go right now. And
we don't have anything crazy tomorrow.
We
I think if we're a little crazy, we'll be still fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is exactly... I think the hard stuff is all done now. I think the hardest stuff is all done. Anything that could have curveballed us has been overcome, I think. Really, the only tricky part is the lack of belt. But we're going to deal with that. Something I didn't even think about until right now when it's time to think about it. And look, you can see the black. It doesn't even stand out that much. And the intercooler still needs to go in. And so does all the piping. Doesn't even stand out that much. Can't even tell. Oh. Alright, so that's the end of our Tuesday. We got a good Wednesday lined up. Well, actually, this is going to be a great way to end the year. With leaving it all on the table. Josue's already had an opportunity to use all his tricks. Everything he's learned. All the stuff that he's learned. Using all his techniques.
This is the exam. It's the exam.
It is the exam. It's a 5-day final.
No, this is the best way to do it.
Okay.
It's the best way to do it.
Thank you guys for hanging out. Keeping us occupado. Keeping us supervised.
Okay.
Yep. See you tomorrow.